it's Courtney, it's Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia, and thank you for joining us on our Hooray It's Thursday. I've stepped aside of Christmas, and today I'm using our Butterfly Brilliance and our art gallery along with the floral art dies to make a thank you card. So thank you for joining me. I'm going to play with a technique known as the Joseph's Technicolor Dreamcoat technique. If you want to look up some other ideas and some other demonstrators showing you how to do it as well. But I thought it'd be a bit of fun. I wanted to play with our blending brushes with it. I liked a bit of color, so it meets all that criteria. So without further ado, I'll flip this baby over and we'll get started. So I've got Butterfly Brilliance. I've gone past Christmas cards this week just for something a little bit different. I've been having a play, so I went away for the weekend, so I wanted to show you some of the things that I've been playing, and I've been watching some more videos and stuff like that. So I've also got art gallery. Now the reason why I've got art gallery is I wanted to use the floral gallery dies that went with it. Okay, and I've already pulled that out. So I've got all my goodies here. I've got some of our foam adhesive sheets. You get 6 of these in a packet for $14. So I've got some of those. I've got the I just want to say, and I'm actually going to cut that just with some fairly basic scissors. So that way I can be a little bit frugal. Okay, that's going to get put onto a piece of Whisper White or basic white cardstock. Okay, and these bits can go back for something to use something later. Okay, so and then I've got that. So when I bring in my cut and emboss, I'll show you that. But first things first, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to do a few things. I've got a variety of colors, and this is just going to be a take on the Joseph, I think it's called the Joseph coat technique. All right, so using our blending brushes, I've got some yellow. So this time I've actually used the Bumblebee. Okay, have you used these yet? They're so nice. So I just want to make it the color fairly dark. And just do circular motions. You can start just off. You can do stripes, you can do circles, you can do whatever you want. But we just want to color the whole piece of card. And I'm starting with the lightest color first. So that's that one. And then I'll bring in some of our Magenta Madness because it's very bright. This one's sort of got some reds, pinks in it. It's got a little bit of red coming off it there. So get 3 brushes in a set. So it's up to you how many you go with. I've got the 3. I've got quite a few brushes. So you can, I guess, up to as many as you like. You can wash them. It does work, but they take ages and ages to dry. Just saying. Okay. And we'll go with some Just Jade because these colours go together. I couldn't find my green one. I think one of my kids has pinched it. Okay, pop some Just Jade on there. How nice does that colour combination look? A little bit of Just Jade here. Okay, and a little bit there. Okay. Whoop. Some people sometimes tape down their piece of cardstock. I might actually put a bit more of the magenta just to make that circle a bit bigger. How's that? End up with quite a pretty colour. Okay, so that's with our blending brushes. See how nicely they go on? It's nice and smooth and okay. So I will be cutting this piece out. Right, but next we need our butterflies and our Versamark. So I'll just move those to the side. Pop my butterflies under here just to make it easier to stamp on. And we want to make this really, really wet. So heaps and heaps of Versamark, and then I'm going to cover it with some clear embossing powder. Our embossing powder comes as a set of 3. You get the black, white and clear in the first one, and then you get the nice metallics in the second one. Okay, that's quite a bit of ink on there. I'm just going to pop this in to save some of the mess. Now, and then I'll pop this on. Okay. Judging by where that butterfly is going to land, maybe there. Push it over a bit because I don't want it to hit on any of the red rubber. So give it a nice press down. Some people have got, I've noticed, I've been watching some videos, they've got like tools that they press on. I think we might have to make one. One of my friends gave me one. It's in a drawer. I'll have to pull it out. But it's literally a foam mat and you just push it around. But this one's nice and easy to push. Oh, I know what I didn't bring over. I didn't bring over my piece of cardboard. Now you can barely see that, but I can see it. All right, so I'll just pop that to the side. I keep my embossing powder in a container. This one's old, it's the clear though. And I'm just going to pop, now you'll be able to see where my butterflies are. Oh, I don't think my ink was, I don't know that my ink was dry. Hope it works. Because I can see there's a lot of seven bits of stuff in here. So I've actually got quite a bit of, it almost looks like sand all in here that needs to come off. And of course my paintbrush is over on the other table. It's like artifacts that I don't want on there. But I'll go and get my paintbrush because I don't want it on there because I don't want those bits to shine through. All right, so let me just grab my little paintbrush. Okay, so because we don't want embossing powder where it's not supposed to be. And because I should have probably hit it with the embossing buddy or maybe the heat tool just to dry the actual coloured ink, I guess. But I didn't. But we'll give it a whirl, see what happens. But yeah, I can still see it's like sand everywhere. Well, I learned something. So since I learned this, you guys don't have to do it. Okay. We want all of those little strays, or let's say as many of those little strays off as possible, because it will have an effect on our effect that we're going for. Okay, so hold your tongue right. I've got embossing powder everywhere. And you know what? I think that's going to do us. So I'll speed this bit up because I know you don't want to listen to the noise. So bring in your heat tool. Mine's an old one. The new one mine's got on off. The new one's actually got 3 different heat functions. It's not plugged in. All right. Well, I was not prepared today. Let me just plug her in. Gosh, I'm dropping it. Okay. All right. So just heat it up gently. You just want to see it change colour. You don't want to burn it. So it's just got to lose that white look. Trade ends. It gets hot. I don't want to burn my fingers. Can you see it just changed? Okay. So there's that. And it feels so nice. It's nice and warm. Okay. Then what we're going to do, this is where the magic happens. So I've got a really dark one of the blending brushes. And I didn't grab a tissue, but that's okay. There's not even a kid around, which is, I was complaining about kids being around before. Oh, hold on. Nope, missed a bit. I could see it. See how it's like still grainy? So I'll just give it a bit of a... Yeah, got it. And it looks like here I've heated it too much. So you can see all these bits here are shiny. Well, that bit there's not. And I think that's because I heated it too much, so I actually burnt it. So you do have to be careful of that. Okay, but we might end up cutting that one off anyway. So we're just going to go straight over the top with our... I was going to use the Misty Moonlight, but I didn't think it'd be dark enough, because I actually want it to be really, really dark. So we actually need lots and lots of ink, and we'll be going over it lots and lots of times. And then what you do is, where it's clear, we just wipe the ink off there with a tissue. So the dark navy comes over the top. And takes over there. How good does that look? And our butterflies are going to be all multicolours because of the colours underneath. And just keep putting layer upon layer upon layer of ink on top. But you can see that, like, those little dotty bits from where the ink, the embossing powder sort of floated around a bit. Okay. So hindsight's a beautiful thing. Next time I will use my embossing buddy, or I will dry out my my base type ink first, whatever colour I've used on the bottom. How glorious do they look? I'm getting purpley bluey fingers, so I'll have to be careful when I play with the white. Still a little bit, still add some more navy to cover those variations in the colour here. So, all right. And then we'll just go here like this. You can still see a little bit of a variation, especially where I did those yellows. That bumblebee seems to take up, like put quite a dark base under it. So, and a bit more up here, a bit more down here. Okay. Let me just grab a tissue. Okay, no tissues to be found, so we've got paper towel. This is water-based ink, so I'm just going to huff on it. And that's going to pull some of that colour off. You could just wipe it over, but if you huff on it, you just get more colour. Because it re-wets that ink sitting on the top there. There we have it. How pretty does that look? So that's just a variation of the Joseph's, I think it's called Joseph's Technicolor coat technique, but that's okay, I don't care, it's pretty. Pop that to the side. Now I'm just going to bring in my cut and emboss. So I've got this piece of foam sheet. It's the same stuff that they make the dimensionals out of. And I've got a piece of white. And I'm just going to stick this on to my piece of white. I might stick it on this side, like so. And I've got ink all over my fingers, so we're going to have to be a bit careful here. I want this and I want this. One base, 2, 3, it's a bit grotty, but that's okay. And my butterflies can go on. I'm going to use that really big one. Might make him further up the top, so you can sort of play as to where you want. So I'm just putting this in on the angle. Seems to go through better. I think I've told you that before. Pop it through. I'll have to get all the bits of fluff off it. There's my butterflies. Come back here. And this is going to be a bit of a tight squeeze. And it's just a matter of remembering which way round. So I'm just holding that. I've got the light shining through here so I can see it. And this is going to need to go through twice. okay, because it's quite thick. But it's going to chew it and it's going to do it. So you'll feel that it's really tight. So it's going to cut both the foam and the paper. It's going to squish it. See? Okay, I'll just pop these to the side. And you're all going to go, oh, wow. And if you don't, that's okay. All right, so I've got a white card base. And I did actually pull out a Misty Moonlight, but I actually don't like that. So I'm thinking it might need a black background. Or could even have a pink one, a magenta one. I'm just going to wipe off this because there's all bits of my stuck from my Big Shot, from my cut and emboss. So I'm thinking that that would probably look nice on a magenta one as well, but that's okay. So where's my trimmer hiding? Trimmer got a workout on the weekend. So that piece of black is just a little bit too big because I didn't want it. I want it just a bit bigger than that. So let's go with 9. Oh, I don't want to score it. Score tool's excellent, but that's not what I wanted to do. So that's 9. And we're going to go with, that's too big, 13.4. No, 12.4. Need to get some new blades. Okay, so it's a little bit fluffy. So here's a emery board I prepared earlier. And I'll just pop that on there. Looking good. Bit of adhesive. Just a wee bit. So this is a nice, well, now I've done it's a fast card, I would say. It's probably going to be one of my fastest Hooray It's Thursdays. And there we go. Looking good. Pop you on there. Now, just going to pop this slightly off here. Now, actually, see how it's got all the little dots and everything? It's so cool. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool, which again is on the other side of the room, so I'm just going to grab it. And I'm going to start with, did you know this? There's 2 sides, so you can actually twist it and there's a pointy side. Okay, so if I could, I would pop this out, but because of the way I've cut it and it's so thick, it's not going to let me. So I'm just going to have to wing it. I haven't decided if I want to put some ribbon on it, but we'll see. So I'm going to start with the bottom row. Just slowly prise that out. And I'll use my tool to shove out the other bits because I don't need you've got to hold your tongue right. I don't need the dot for the inside. It's very sticky, but I feel like you need it. Okay, so I don't need the dots for there. So I've got to get this guy out of here. Oh, it's making it look very messy, but it's not actually that hard. You come out, because I don't want him in there. Just hold your tongue right while you're doing it. Pull that one out. Stick that to my table. That one's got to come out. Stick that to my table. Right. So.
Sorry, there was a frog in the washing machine.
Okay. It's a bit damp here today. We have a frog in the washing machine. Okay, so I want to approximately put that there. Unpeel it off my finger. And then we have to do the same for everybody else. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to take these bits out first because I don't want them. Then I'll get this bit. Okay. Just want to say, hold your tongue right as you're putting it down. And pull you out. And push that one down, pop that one down, get down, get down, down. Pull you out. Oh, that's come. Sounds like the frog got rescued. And this side. This tool makes life so much easier. So I'm sticking to it. There's nothing stopping you if you want to print it, cut it out twice. Oh my gosh, I'm all sticky. All right, so I need it to be in some sort of, right, I love these sheets, but I'm finding this to be very difficult to play with. Gotcha. Okay, we might just leave that dot of the I there until last. And it's not an I, it's a J. Oh my gosh. The girls have frazzled me finding a frog in the washing machine. Just pull all these bits here up. That bit down, push that bit down, push that bit down, and okay, so essentially I've turned these words into puffy stickers. And I probably should run it through a couple more times. Then it would have, may have taken it out. Thank you. The frog is officially rescued. And hold my tongue right as I put this down in the hopes it hasn't bent too much. Okay. And then you. Okay, I'll just pop some glue on the back of here and almost done. Okay. Now, what you can do is you could put your sentiment on the inside, which I will be doing, rather than having it here. However, this set of Floral Gallery dies has a whole heap of these. It has 2 of these in it. There's a fat one and a short one, depending on which set of words you want. So you could actually put a white band there with whatever it was that you wanted to say. So just wanted to say happy birthday, good luck, congratulations, miss you, etc. Or I am thinking of you. And it just makes quite a pretty card. So I'm actually going to turn this one into a happy birthday card. And I'm thinking that I don't have a single block over here. Where is it? Here. So you could stamp it down here, or you could put it on one of these and actually have it sitting there. And you can make it any color that you like. I'll just grab a block. Of course, I got a little tiny block, not. Okay. And I don't need a great big piece of, actually, I'll use one of these. It's photopolymer. I really should stick a mat under me, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use my magenta. Could use black because I've got the black background on it, but I'm going to use magenta. Be fast, please. Happy birthday. Actually, this one should have said thank you because I know where I'm going to send it. Let me go back, and I know someone that likes, where is it? Good luck, have it. Okay, there it is. I couldn't see for looking. I'm going to do thank you. Don't mind me. Here's one I prepared earlier. Not. I'm going to do thank you. So I'll just send it down this end. Hold my tongue right, because I haven't cut it out. It doesn't matter. I can get it straight or not, because I'm going to get it straight. Bring my machine back in. Even folded it all up and everything. Love how it does that. Unfold it all, take these out of the drawer. I really do need some new blades. Pop that in there. I had a friend give me a brooch, or a friend of my mum's gave me a brooch because she knew that I liked this particular brand, and she said, oh, I've got one of those, and I have never worn it, and she gave it to me, so I'm going to send her a thank you note. It's a shame it's not a butterfly, but I could have sent her butterflies, but it's an elephant and it's absolutely gorgeous, so I'll send her this one because I know she likes butterflies as well. So there's thank you, and I'll stick that there, and I've got some dimensionals here somewhere. Maybe not. I'll just use a piece of this. Now, I don't know, I'm not using my good snips. I'm using actually quite a low quality pair of scissors to cut that, because they will become all sticky and yuck. So, and yes, I do label all my scissors in my house, get labeled, because I have fabric scissors and my children know that there's a, and so does my husband, there's a death wish for using fabric scissors on paper. So that's that. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, because it's a white inner, I would normally just stamp it. And you know what? I'm thinking I will. What do you reckon? So we'll just give it a go. Let's pop that back because I don't want to lose it. All right. So I'll bring my Stamparatus back in. I'm just going to use this part of the butterflies. Okay. So essentially I'm only using these ones. And just to make them a little bit different, I'll use the yellow, the bumblebee first. I only want it on this guy. Okay, and I'll put magenta on this one up the top here. Gosh, I hope this works. And some just shade on the bottom here. We're just winging it here. Sound like a plan? Oh, look, do you like that? We're just winging it. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Okay, so I just literally want them on the edge because I think that that bumblebee one's not going to land on it. So just huff on it a bit because that's just so classy to do. Ooh. No, I haven't gone far enough for that. Because I didn't get this guy's body with my ink. Let's see. I guess we can always try again. I'm so nervous. But I didn't need to be. Look. So it just gives it a little bit of colour. Okay? What do you reckon? A little bit of butterfly on the inside. And I think I've put my envelope, who knows where. Oh my gosh, up again. I'll grab an envelope. Now, right, so I want to be a pain in the neck. There is another good way, and some of the demonstrators overseas have done it, and probably in Australia as well, is they've bought a set of this and cut it up so that they can have individual butterflies as well. So I do like that idea. I actually want it on here, on this side, but I want it up the right way. So I'm just trying to think of the easiest way to do it. And I'm thinking that is going to be to turn it around. So I'm just going to turn my stamp set round, my stamp round, because then I can come in and get the bottom of my envelope, and I'm just going to use this guy here. So we'll put, I'm going to use the jade. Let's put a bit of ink on him. didn't realize I was going to get that one as a bonus, but it worked. I was a bit nervous there because I was thinking that I hadn't put any ink on it, or I'd only partially inked it, but that'll do it for me. So I'll just close that up and move that to the side. So there we have it, Butterfly Brilliance with a little bit of Art Gallery and our Floral Gallery dies. And the Joseph's Technique, I don't know, the Joseph's Technicolor technique. So hope you like it. Love to see yours if you have a go. Big bold stamps work so beautifully for it. I was just looking at this thinking how beautiful the flower here would actually do as well. So I might have to give that one a whirl as well. I think that'll be quite pretty. But there, thanks for joining me. Next week I will be back live. I'm umming and ahhing about doing it maybe a little bit earlier, but I'm just going to stick with the 3 o'clock time slot at this stage, mainly because my kids get home at 20 past 3, and I think they'll take great delight in making as much noise as they possibly can. So, okay, so bye for now, and I'll catch up with you next week. Bye.